Hello, Kevin Moran here with my sixth now movie or video on wine and food. As I mentioned, these videos are intended to be informative and give you a little bit of information that can help you experience fine dining at home and help you cook delicious food. So those of you who saw the video and you haven't, I encourage you to do so on butchering a chicken. While I was butchering it, I simultaneously made some chicken stock. So the piece de resistance, if you will, of this soup I'm making today is the about 30 ounces of chicken stock that I have from that process. As well, while I was making the chicken stock, after the first hour, I pulled the carcass or most of the backbone out, picked all the meat off of it, then put it back, giving me this meat here for the soup, along with a bit of andouille sausage I'm going to add to supplement the meat going with the soup. I'm going to have a little jalapeno pepper. I'll use about a half a jalapeno with no seeds, about a half a dozen baby bellas, and some organic carrots. I chose them to have a little variety of colors, some purple, yellow, and orange, of course. Makes the soup look pretty. And of course, an onion, some celery, some salt and pepper. And that pretty much is a soup. I've got some water going on the stove, which I'm going to boil some egg noodles. And by the time the egg noodles are done, the soup will be done as well. So we're going to start off with little onion going in the pan first. I'm going with olive oil today. So about a tablespoon of olive oil in the pan on the stove. I'm going to let it heat up a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to cut this onion real quick. Again, I'm going to take the top off. You got this little handle on the bottom we're going to leave there. I'm going to peel it real quick. Got to finish this dicing before the oil gets too hot. But it shouldn't take but a minute. Get the skin off. Use my paring knife to make some nice slits parallel with the onion. Make them pretty uniform. So we have the same size onion pieces so they cook evenly. And we're going to go ahead and dice that up. Again, I got that little handle here. At the end, I can pick the onion up and toss that part away. So we're going to go ahead and drop this onion into that oil. A wooden spoon, wonderful tool for soup. Now, while those onions are starting, the next ingredient to go in is the celery. I'm going to dice this up real quick. Just 2 ribs of celery would be perfect to a half an onion. It's a pretty small batch of soup I'm making. I'm going to get these about the same size as those pieces of onion, so they're not too big. About the same quantity of the onions. While those onions are cooking a little more, I'm going to go ahead and cut these carrots up too. I'm going to put those in right with the celery. Again, I want to get them similar in size to the other soups. They're pretty cool carrots. They've got purple on the outside and a little yellow on the inside. They're organic and they're delicious. So I've got these. Let's give those onions a little stir. I really want to let those onions get fully translucent, so they're mostly cooked by the time these other 2 or 3 vegetables join them. So I'm going to get these carrots cut up. So it's similar in size again to the other vegetables. I really like these multicolored carrots. Kind of fun. Let's go ahead and put both the carrots and the celery in. Put the onions. Got about a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of freshly ground pepper. Then you would add those vegetables. Bring some flavor out. While those are starting, I'm going to go ahead and get this jalapeno ready. I'm going to go ahead and split it down the center. Go ahead and remove pretty much all these. I really don't want to add a lot of spice to it. And I got the andouille sausage going in. That's got a little bit of heat. Just want to add a little bit of depth of flavor. And slice this up real nice. They're pretty small pieces of jalapeno. But again, about half that will suffice. And we'll just add this to the other vegetables here. Give those vegetables a stir. I got that water nice and rapidly boiling. I've salted it earlier, and as I mentioned last time when I made the cacciatore pasta, brought the salt to the water just so it tastes a little bit salty, kind of like the flavor of salt water that you swim in the sea. I tasted it earlier, but it's too hot to taste now. Got the egg noodles down in. They'll take about 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and cut these mushrooms up. I'm going to cut them first in half and then make little half slices out of it. The shape that I just like to use for this particular soup. And these are baby bellies, but you can use white mushrooms as well. These just have a touch more flavor and a little more color as well. I don't want that last one. All right. Now, I took that andouille sausage and I put it in the broiler for just a few minutes to release some of the fat out of it. And then I'm going to cut it up and add it when I add the chicken. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and set that here for a second. Add these mushrooms. Wonderful. You've got a nice little medley of vegetables in there. I don't know if you can see it very well, but you've got the purple carrots, yellow carrots, orange carrots, mushrooms. Looks good. Now, once those vegetables all get a little bit soft, I'm going to go ahead and put just about a quarter cup of flour in. Not building a roux, but just adding a little bit of texture, a little bit more body to the soup. about a quarter cup, that'll do it. I want to get that flour cooked a little bit onto the vegetables so that when I add the stock, it's already incorporated into the juice of the vegetables, so we're not going to end up in any clumpiness. I've filtered this through a screen a couple times. I'm going to do it one more time as I add it to the pot. Little handy device here. It's about 14 or so ounces there. And that stock is really where the flavor of the soup is coming from. The vegetables, the sausage, the chicken, jalapeno, that's all wonderful. But the broth is all about that stock that we made. And again, we cooked that stock overnight, so it really had lots of time to capture lots of flavor out of those chicken bones. So we've got the sausage with the chicken. Put that in together. I'm going to let those vegetables and that stock come to a boil. Really let it start to simmer and even reduce a bit before I add the chicken and the sausage. In the meantime, I'll check the pasta. Pasta's about done. So that's going to take a moment to come to a simmer, and then we're going to add the meat. Let it come to a boil, and you'll see that that little bit of flour that I added is going to add some body, but not necessarily make it thick per se. So that's chicken noodle soup. Just in review, we had that chicken stock that we made when we butchered that chicken. We cooked the stock initially with the bone, pulled the bone after an hour, picked all the meat off of it, let it cool first, picked all the meat off of it, put the bone back in the water, let it cook overnight. So that got me that nice, almost golden, light gold color for the stock. I got that as the base. I had half a jalapeno, half an onion, a couple ribs of celery, some carrots, some nice organic multicolored carrots. They look nice in the soup. A bit of andouille sausage in that chicken that I picked. So I'm going to go ahead and add the meat to the soup now that it's come to a boil, I think. You need to be patient. It's not boiling yet, and it's important that you let that soup come to a simmer before you add the meat to it. So I'm going to be patient, and in a minute I'm going to add the meat, let it simmer a bit, let it come to a boil, kind of watch for it to start to gain a little texture, and then turn it off and serve. Enjoy.